We're going to go the wrong way if we keep taking in garbage into our country.
It's federal agents coming in town to create chaos and challenge.
Targeting Somali people means that due process will be violated. Mistakes.
At 4:12 inches the morning, Minneapolis looked frozen in place, as if someone had pinned the entire city beneath the cold breath drifting off the Mississippi River. The streets were dead silent. Frost covered the windshields of parked cars, and the streetlights hummed over empty sidewalks. To anyone awake, it would have seemed like nothing more than the stillness of an early winter morning. But the city was already surrounded, sealed from the inside out by a force moving with absolute intent. 21 unmarked federal convoys slid through the streets with a precision that did not belong to any ordinary night. Tires whispered across frost-hardened asphalt. Headlights were dimmed to soft halos. Engines murmured like distant machinery buried under layers of ice. 3 blocks east of downtown, the convoys broke formation. 6 veered left, cutting off the escape routes. 5 circled to the rear alleyway. The remaining units boxed in the front gate of a 3-story brick mansion that glowed faintly with warm interior light. It looked peaceful, expensive, and untouched. It was the home of Councilman Ibrahim Warsami,
which we have developed together, partnership between the community and our law enforcement office.
The polished politician who had built his rise on speeches about unity, community, and a shared future. To his supporters, he was a bridge between cultures. To the federal agents stacking up outside his door, he was a tunnel, one that led straight into the shadow of a cartel. At 4:18 a.m., the operation snapped awake. A motion-activated porch light flickered, caught the edge of a ballistic helmet, then burst into shards as a 40-pound breaching ram smashed the front door inward. The explosion of wood and metal ignited the mansion with a thunderous echo that raced down the hallways. Minneapolis, still motionless outside, had no idea its illusions were being torn apart inside that house. Agents from the FBI, DHS, and ICE stormed forward in a synchronized wave. Flashlights slashed through the darkness, cutting open the air like blades. Drifting plaster dust and overturned furniture rocked from the shockwave. The first room offered nothing but luxury imported rugs, leather seating, a TV glowing in silent standby. But the second room betrayed the rot underneath. Reinforced metal shelves ran wall to wall, stacked with vacuum-sealed bundles of fentanyl.
Between June 20th and June 22nd, authorities also arrested 175 people,
each brick labeled in Somali script. Next to them rested crates of short-barreled rifles fitted with custom components. But what stopped the agents cold was the table in the corner. Dozens of United States passports, some completed, some half-finished, lay scattered like a deck of deadly cards. Photos of undocumented migrants, blank books waiting for buyers, a handwritten fee sheet color-coded by urgency. Welcome back. To understand the magnitude of what agents found on that table, you have to understand the man who owned the table. For years, Minneapolis believed it had watched Ibrahim Warsami rise the honest way. He was the story people wanted to believe, the refugee boy who became a councilman, the community voice who bridged the gap between the immigrant population and the city government. He stood at vigils for overdose victims, offering condolences with a hand over his heart. He spoke about love, loss, and unity in warm, steady tones. But the moment investigators began peeling back the layers of his public persona, they discovered that Warsami hadn't climbed the political ladder. He had built one out of forged documents, cartel money, and the desperation of those who trusted him most.
Ripped off that state for billions of dollars. Billions.
Federal auditors had begun with simple questions. Where did his early campaign funds come from? How did he afford a mansion on a councilman's salary? Why did his nonprofits produce no public records? The answers emerged in cascading revelations. Every organization in Warsami's orbit, Somali Youth Pathways, North Cedar Development, Riverside Equity Group, was either a shell, a pass-through, or a laundering conduit. The financial forensics painted a terrifying picture. Small transfers in 2009 turned into massive wires routed through Nairobi and Dubai. The cartel didn't fund Warsami to gain access. He was already theirs. He had built the pipeline they needed. Identities, documents, real estate cover, transport nodes, and political protection. Migrants desperate for a future paid him everything they had for those passports. But agents found something even more insidious in the field.